South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace called out Hunter Biden to his face yesterday during that surprise appearance on the House Oversight Committee's contempt hearing. Watch this.
You are the epitome of white privilege, coming into the Oversight Committee, spitting in our face, ignoring a congressional subpoena to be deposed. What are you afraid of? You have no to come up here. Hunter Biden should be arrested right here, right now, and go straight to jail.
Kayleigh, your thoughts?
So I think that this was a genius PR move on Hunter Biden's part.
You do?
I do. And not necessarily because I agree that it's bad for Joe Biden whenever Hunter Biden is in the spotlight. But in this, he's trying to shift the narrative where he's trying to make himself appear like the victim. And in this, he seems pretty successful because his entire ploy here was to show up in front of Congress and make it seem like he was showing up for the deposition. And then he walked out, and now he gets to accuse Republicans of not actually giving him the public hearing he wants. Now, of course, what's remarkable about this is that every single one of the Democrats on that committee will refuse to hold him in contempt. They've already made that clear. They're not going to vote to hold him in contempt. And you think about what that does to not just the committee, but to Congress in general, that you are voting to allow a witness to dictate the terms of his appearance, and you are undermining Congress's own investigative authority and basically setting the precedent that future witnesses can defy congressional subpoenas whenever they want. That is what the Democrats are voting for by refusing to vote to hold him in contempt.
Unbelievable. Your thoughts?
I think the Nancy Mace white privilege comment was fire. I mean, that is a taste of their own medicine, because they've been running around talking about white supremacy and everyone's racist and all this stuff now for years, because our government loves to manufacture crises, and they love crises that are multi-decade crises, because that keeps them employed, right? And we can have a more bloated government. But with regards to Hunter Biden, the most unfortunate part about this, Maria, and we've talked about this before, is that the biggest tax charges have rolled off because the statute of limitations has expired.
Run up,
Yeah. So
well, and
that was years 2014 and 15,
and that was the biggest fraud years.
And this is the thing with Hunter Biden going on the offensive here and making himself more public. It provides a useful distraction from those facts. So we're all talking about him storming out of Capitol Hill and the big distraction and the mess that he made up there. And meanwhile, he's going to California right now to potentially plead guilty to serious tax charges. This is the point, is he's trying to distract us from the serious crimes that he's allegedly committed.
Unbelievable, Mike.
I think I agree that it's a head fake, but for different reasons, in that where did all this money come from? Let us not forget that Joe Biden was not in charge of building bridges and infrastructure where the normal corruption that we've come to know and love in America, it's like, the contractor that's building the highway can also put an extension on my house and a pool. No, this is foreign policy. Joe Biden was selling out our country's interests for the personal enrichment of his family, and Hunter Biden was merely the bagman. And so had Hunter not have these horrific drug problems, you might be able to believe that he's a really smart guy and he knows people and he's able to earn this money. The fact of the matter is, he had such a debilitating crack problem that every single one of his teeth needed to be replaced.
Wow.
There is no way he was able to earn this money. And so in my opinion, what we should be focusing on here, which Jim Comer has alluded to, but they haven't quite honed in on, is treason. Okay, you can't have your son be making tens of millions of dollars from a private equity fund where you have one investor, the Bank of China, controlled by the Chinese Communist Party, with no private equity experience, without trading favors.
And by the way, he may very well, right now as we speak, continuing to influence peddle and bribery. Here's James Comer with me on this program yesterday talking about Hunter Biden's sale of art, his art, and how much he's getting and who's buying it. Watch this.
The overwhelming majority of the art that Hunter Biden sold went to Democrat donors. We also learned that when Jen Psaki said from the White House press briefing that the White House had worked to ensure a strict ethics policy with respect to the sale of Hunter Biden artwork. We heard from George Burgess under oath yesterday, who said he's never spoken with anyone at the White House and didn't know anything about a White House ethics policy. At least one person had declined to purchase the art prior to Joe Biden becoming president. Then they purchased the art, and then that person was appointed to a very prestigious board.
Hey, by the way, guys, I'm looking at that art. I'm not an art expert, but those paintings are going for like almost $1 million.
You don't want that hanging up in your hallway, Maria?
Oh my God!
Paint by numbers, baby.
And he's getting it. We don't know who he's selling it to. Is this right in your face influence peddling?
They don't care. They know that there's no accountability, that the Republicans have done so little. And this stuff that's happening with Hunter Biden should have been happening a year ago. He should have been subpoenaed the day that the Republicans took control.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, they're just not really doing it. They're not fighting fire with fire.